Hello, it's me, and I'm picking up this 4x5x6 again for a very specific reason. After doing the solve for the last time, and after having done the 180-degree helicopter dodecahedron solve, Dan, the crazy bad cuber, asked me a very good question. He said, "Okay, fine. You did a 180-degree solve for the helicopter dodecahedron as opposed to the jumbling shape-shifting moves. Can you do that for the 4x5x6? Could you limit yourself to that? Let's say shape-shifting isn't exactly your bag. Yeah, it looks impressive and everything, but it's not something you really want to do. And one, to really enjoy a challenge, the question is, can I do it just by doing 180-degree turns? Which I thought was rather intriguing, and the answer is yes, you can. So what I'm going to do is kind of show you how to do that. Now, when I first thought about how we're going to do that, the original solve of this is a combination of using, as it's been shapeshifted and scrambled, 4x4x5 technology, 4x4x5 strategy of basically placing edges, placing centers, placing middles, all that good stuff. Once you do that, you have it in the correct center orientation. To get it back to a cuboid form, you basically collapse this into a 3x3x5. And the 3x3x5 being a shapeshifter itself, you solve it like that to get it actually back into the cuboid form. So you use 4x4x5 to get the centers and the edges and the middles, 3x3x5 solutions in order to get it back to a cuboid form, and then from there you then do parity algorithms of 180-degree turns in order to solve it. So let's say we didn't do that. We just did 180-degree turns. So I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to solve a 4x5x6 brick like that? Well, maybe I do it just like a 4x4x6. Well, not really, because 4x4x6 has 90-degree turns every step of the way. That's why you get such great and interesting shape-shifting. So, it looks kind of like it, but I can't solve it like that because this is all 90-degree turns, this is all 180-degree turns. Well, what about doing it like a 5x5x6? Well, it's not a shapeshifter. It's 180-degree turns. But this is solved like a cuboid because your 180-degree turns from top to bottom, as we would define top to bottom, and we're 90-degree turns over here. So in order to solve this with cuboid strategy, we'd have to do, as you recall, middle swapping, edge swapping, or adjacent middle swapping, where you do like 2R, U, 2R, U. Well, you can't do the U's and the 2R's because it's all 180s. So the thing about solving this kind of a brick, the 3x4x5, is we have to use a different kind of a strategy with that. In the case of the asymmetric, of the asymmetric cuboids, it's all cuboid strategy. 4x4x5, 5x5x6, all cuboid strategy, no shape-shifting. In the case of the towers that have the even-to-even symmetries, like the 3x3x5 and the 4x4x6, you use cube strategy to get it back to the cuboid form, and then cuboid strategy to solve it with an occasional parity. Well, here, instead of using cube strategy to get it to the cuboid form, you use cuboid strategy to get it to the cube form, and then follow that up with pure parity at the end, as opposed to cube form and then occasional parity. This is cuboid form and then all parity. Well, if I just do 180-degree turns, I'll tell you that the way that you solve this is it's all parity algorithms. And how we're going to do this is it's really one algorithm. Now, there's a difference between a puzzle that's solved based on based on maximizing algorithms and minimizing strategies. The classic example of that, put these guys in the background here. The classic example of that is going to be the 3x3, standard 3x3. Very little strategy, all algorithms that you run through. And then there are those that minimize algorithms and is all strategy and problem solving, and that's what the 180-degree turn solution of this is. So let's go ahead and go through the scramble, and let's see how we can navigate our way through this. Now, one of the things that I tried to achieve when solving this after it's shapeshifted is when you shapeshift it, you're actually taking things out of their usual respectable place and putting them in other places. You end up with these, when you do a shapeshifted turn, you end up with these extended edges. Now with these extended edges, we had to define them in certain ways so that it can help with the solve. And with these extended edges, you take some out of some places and put them into other places. That's why when I solved it, the particular strategy that I was using put it back in the cuboid form with those edges back in place, back in the right orientation. So this was always solved, and this was solved, and then we just had to do parity algorithms. Even if I don't do that, and I just go ahead and I do 180-degree turns in the scramble, you may say, well, these two aren't in line. But actually, they sort of are, because if these two aren't in line, you're going to find another symmetric area that's also not in line. So in many ways, you're kind of constraining the puzzle to a specific shape or a specific configuration that makes it to where you can use just parity algorithms. If you put it into a shape-shifted form and then put it back into a cube form, you've got to be careful, because if you didn't put it back to the cuboid form right, then 180-degree parity algorithms are not going to work. But there's no danger of that with this, so I can mess it up in various and sundry ways, and I'm only mixing and matching two opposite layers in conjunction with each other, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm going to go ahead and keep scrambling this. Enough philosophy, enough of the finer things. Let's get to brass tacks solving. Abracadabra. Okay, how are we doing? So this is about as good a scramble, I think, as I'm going to be able to get with that kind of 180-degree. Let's make sure we're not being too distracted by these guys here. So here's the overall strategy, and I'm going to keep scrambling as I'm talking to. The overall strategy here is you're looking for every opportunity you can to do 180-degree parity algorithms to get it back. And the whole key is the setup to try to find that. And what you're looking for is various symmetries. Now these symmetries are going to start to emerge pretty easily. And there's only one algorithm with two variations that you need to know. The rest is the setup. And that's what's so fun about this puzzle, is it's almost all strategy. And they're all parity algorithms. There's the even number one, where you have even numbers, and then there's the odd number. The even number one is you split the parity somewhere in the center, in the middle, just below the piece that you have the parity, and then you do your middle 2u, then you split it just above where that is, no matter where it might be, with another 2u. With the odd numbered parities, 1 or 3 in this case, then you split it just above where you have the parity, and then your middle 2u is you just do 1 2u and then that's it. That's going to take the parity out, and then it's going to put another parity at right angles where it's usually going to be an even number, and you can finish solving it. If you have a deeper layer that you want to go after, taking that parity out will do that, but it'll shift it to the layer just above that, and then you just do the same thing there. So how are we going to approach this? What do I mean by finding symmetries? Well, let's look at this here. First off, you see two whites surrounding a blue. Somewhere is two blues surrounding a white. In this case, it just happens to be here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here, bring it up. And now it's going to be on the opposite side. And I'm just going to keep hacking away just like that. I see another one here, which means there's one over here as well. So I identify it and I knock it out. So this is an odd number one, I'm sorry. So with odd number, we split just above it, and we do the algorithm 2u, 2r, 2f, and then just do another 2u splitting above it, 2u, then finish it off with a 2f, 2r, 2u, and then finish with a 2f. So that did put that in there. That just gets us started. Well, what about these? Why don't I identify this? So let's go ahead and do that. Red and yellow, orange rather. Now these are going to define what the sides are. So let's go ahead and do it. 2u, 2r, 2f. Now we split it here right in between that even number. 2u, then we do another 2u just above the top part where you had that parity, 2u, then finish it up with a 2f, 2r, and then finish with that same 2u. So that's good, that's good. So let's keep going. Here's another one here and here. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u. All right, so we're good. Now we got to keep going. So where else can we identify it? Well, if we're going to define this, if we're going to define this as say blue or white, we can see that this is white, this is blue. Let's just move this over, just for the sake of a argument. And I see what appears to be an even number parity here, between here and here. So why don't we shift these two as well? Now because this is even number, we're going to split the U just below it, and our second U in the middle will be split just above it. So 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, and we're good, and we're good. I love playing with this puzzle. So any excuse that I have, or any excuse that you guys can give me to do it, I will do it. Okay, so taking a look over here, I see two white edges, or two white corners, surrounding these colors here. 3 blues and 1 white. Well, I like to make the majority white and the minority blue. So I know there's a piece just like that that has the same kind of configuration, but with blues on the other side. Where is there? Here's a blue with a majority of white. So we're going to split these. I know it's not going to look exactly the same, but this is an example of how we're going to slowly start moving things in, identifying these as the centers. So let's see what happens. This is actually going to be an even number, rather, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting this in with the other colors there. So we'll split it here. Now after we split it here, because this is 4, I don't come up here in the middle. I actually come up over here to try to get all of these out. So that's something else to bear in mind. So 2U, 2R, 2F, split it right in the middle, 2U, then split the second 2U, not up here, but up here, which is above the entire parity. 2U, then 2F, 2R, and then split it where you originally split it, 2U. So what you see is now we have the majority of blues here, majority of whites over here. And then we're going to approach that some other time. So let's see what else we have. And again, we're looking for just majorities here. Okay, I'm looking over here and I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. I think I want the majority of this to be blue and the majority of this to be blue. And I'm seeing the majority of this middle to be white. So I'm going to look across over here. And I see that these guys can make even exchanges. Blues coming here and whites coming here. So I'm going to split it down here, and this will be counted as an odd numbered parity. So that's going to be splitting it here, 2U, 2R, and then a deep 2F over here, 2F, and then just split it once with the 2U here, 2F, 2R, 2U, and then split it once again over here. So that did the job here, but understand it moved my parity up one, so it's now just a matter of moving that in. Now I'm creating parity on the other side, but I'm not worried about that yet, because these are all in and out anyway. 2U, 2R, 2F, just one 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, and then 2F. So you can see we're building our sides, we're filling in gaps at this point. And what about this? Blue, blue, majority of whites. We don't like that too much. White, white, majority blue. Turn that over here and just treat this all as one. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, another even number. So we're just going to do the parity algorithm. It'll move it up to this layer and we'll do the same thing. Splitting it down the middle, I'm going to count this one as white. 2U, 2R, 2F, down to this layer. Split it here again, 2U. Split it above the entire parity over here, 2U, then a deep 2F, 2F, 2R, 2U. So you can see this is all okay. We shifted it here, so now we're going to do the same thing with this. The biggest mistake you're going to run into is not putting the right 2Fs. You might not split it deep that second time, so just be aware of that by accident. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, then split up here, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. Okay, so this is good, and this is good. We have the majority over here. Now why don't we take this obvious dominant white, and this is going to be our dominant blue because it's on the blue sides. Why don't we switch these two? Just like that. So now you can see that we're moving things in. We could start going after these a little bit, but why don't we continue with this? Now I'm seeing some symmetries here in this odd numbered and this over here actually. So maybe we need to flip these guys here. So I'm going to turn this like this so that I can flip these layers over here, 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 in. Now, here's what's going to happen with that. This is going to flip with this. So these guys are going to flip. And I'm going to treat this as a odd number parity and odd number parity. And my suspicion is that I'm going to be left with one blue one here to match this one white one here. Let's see if it works. 2U, 2R, and this is a deep 2F. 2F, just one 2U, then a deep 2F, 2R, 2U, and then we turn it. All right, it moved the parity up here. So now we're going to just solve these two at once. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, bang. All right, so now we just have one here, and my prediction was correct. Just these two. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3 in. So I'm going to move this up here. So now these two match. 2U, 2R, deep 2F, just one 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, finish up with here. We now have moved it to here, these layers. Do both of these layers at the same time. 2U, 2R, 2F, 1 2U, because it's even odd number. 2F, 2R, 2U, finish with a 2F. So we've got these sides. Now, I'm not using a specific strategy. I'm kind of rolling with the punches. Maybe you found some more efficient ways of doing it. But let's see what else we've got. I see some symmetry over here, which means I probably have something like that here somewhere. Yeah, right over here. So we're going to define this as the red side, and this is the orange side. Let's just move this in for the sake of it. And let's take this layer and do an even number parity algorithm splitting here and here. Now you understand when I say splitting here and here, I'm talking about the middle 2U parts of the algorithm, here and here. So we start with the 2U over here. So 2U, 2R, then a deep 2F. And split it here with a 2U, then up here at the top with a 2U, and 2F, 2R, 2U. Bingo. Bingo. It did shift it up here, but you can't really see it because, we got it all in. So now what? Well, I see this smack dab in the middle, this smack dab in the middle. So let's go ahead and put these in even number parity. 2U, 2R, deep 2F, just one 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, finish with a 2F, and we're rocking. But look what we did. We've got a nice parity here and a nice parity here, symmetric. Move it up here. Now, this is going to ultimately become a yellow, or an orange rather, slice, and this will be an orange slice, so red slice rather. So let's move it like this, so you can really see the two things we're going to swap. Even number parity, split it here, then split just above, right? 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. Took the parity out of here, moved it up here, no problem. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. Okay, so we have this side in. A little bit of casualty here, but that's fine. Move this back. Nice parity here, and we're cruising. Even number. Doing it once, we'll move it up here. Doing it twice, we'll finish it. So we split it here. Then our second 2U in the middle will be split up here. Because again, we split in the middle of the parity if it's even, and then just above the parity at the end, no matter where it is. 2U, 2R, then a deep 2F, 2U, then split it up here, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. As promised, brought it up a level, 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, and then 2F, 2R, 2U. There we go. So why don't I turn this upside down? So now I'm going to combine this with this. I'm defining this as the green side because I've got green corners in. So I'm just going to move it back like this so that I can put this in. And so now I just want to swap these centers here. So it took a little bit of positioning, but I'm going to swap these centers over here and then these over here. So we'll start off with these two. It's middle layer and it's going to move it up to here. 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. All right, it did as promised. It did move it up to here, but it doesn't look like it's something I should worry about as of yet. So I'm just going to head to this one and to this one. To U, to R, to F, to U, to U, to F, to R, to U. Okay, so that's in and that's in, and we're slowly getting our sides. Now, if you're squeamish about this, let's just start getting it back. Symmetry here, and we've got symmetric areas over here. But I got a feeling these might fix themselves as we're putting this even parity in. To U, to R, to F, then 1 to U, to F, to R, to U. This turns around, move the parity here, to U, to R, to F, 1 to U, to F, to R, to U. Finish it off with a 2F, and we got it back. We've got these parities that we can quickly make short work of. To U, to R, to F, to U, to U, to F, to R, to U. And now these two. To U, to R, to F, to U, to U, to F, to R, to U. Okay, so what can I make out of this? Green, green, majority orange, we no like. Orange, orange, majority green, we can switch. And this will be considered an even number parity because the majority is yellow. I think I said orange, yellow. This will be fighting for the yellow team, as this will be fighting for the green team. So let's do an even number parity on these guys here. To U, to R, to F, to U split here, then to U, then to F, to R, to U. All right, doing pretty well here. Now let's see what else we can do. Where else can we have parity? Well, there is a couple things. I see even here and even here. If these two can be taken out. But why don't we turn this by putting a top over here and a bottom over here of the same color. I convert this into the colored slab that I want. And I see this yellow one hanging out here. I'm making use of the fact that a non-shapeshifting scramble is basically kind of a symmetric scramble. So I move this in here, and this is what I want. So now I can do parity algorithm here, and parity algorithm, well, I guess here. Well, sort of. I'm looking for the equivalent to this, and I was thinking maybe this, but actually these are two yellows, so there's no sense in me flipping this over here. What it might do is it'll give me a big majority green here, which will give me a big majority yellow here. Okay, so I can visualize it now. These two yellows will come here, creating a yellow side. These two greens will come here, creating 4 greens amidst 2 yellows to match 4 yellows amidst 2 greens. So the symmetry is there. It will work. So we'll do this one. To U, to R, to F, to U, then just above that to U, then to F, to R, to U. And that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. So these two are symmetric. Now notice I don't have a particular strategy. I'll just move this back. I'm kind of deriving it as I'm doing it. And I don't know if I want to move that back, but let's reassess things, because now I'm seeing this and I'm seeing this. So why don't we go after these guys? I'm going to move this here. This will go to the green side. This will go to the yellow side. Bang. So let's go ahead and move these in, and it's even number. To U, to R, to F, to U, to U, to F, to R, to U. So notice I had a particular strategy, but I abandoned it because I think I like this better. To U, to R, to F, to U, to U, to F, to R, to U. Okay, so that is taking care of the majority of these guys. Now let's move this back over. We have a nice middle parity here that we can easily take out now, and then we just have to put these guys in, which won't be a problem, because it still maintains a symmetry. To U, to R, and a deep to F. It's even number, so odd number, so just 1 to R, and then to F, to R, to U, finish with a 2F. Odd number moved up by 1, so we're going to go ahead and take care of both of these at the same time. To U, to R, to F, to U, to F, to R, to U, then 2f. Okay, we've got parity here that we can easily get in. That came as a result of a odd number parity. Now we've got even number here, 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u. So I hope I'm demonstrating how a lot of the strategy has more to do with positioning and repositioning. But you will find the symmetry, even if it's not completely exact, just start loading things as the majority. So how am I going to deal with these? We got to create a symmetric situation, something that looks like a parity. And again, because this was a non-shapeshifting scramble, it will happen. So it looks to me like these guys kind of want to match up. If I just turn it like this, then now I have two greens here with a big parity over here, and I've got something over here that's the same. It doesn't matter if you've apparently messed other things up, as long as you've created something that you can shift into place and out of place. So I'm going to focus on these over here. Double turn this here to put this in line with this, and just move these accordingly. Even number parity, 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, then split it up here just above the parity, 2u, then a deep 2f, 2r, 2u. Okay, so that created this side over here. What I can do is perhaps move this back here, and let's see. I have a feeling if I go like this, and then go like this, I'll be putting these in. Now what about this? Well, have no fear. Position it right and we can start dealing with these and putting them back in. Even number, odd number rather, odd number. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u, and then 2f, so we're okay. Alright, blue, let's get a blue edge over here, just like that. Parity, parity, turn it like this, move these in conjunction with each other. And this is even number, so actually why don't I turn it like this so that I can put them on the right side. So these two guys will flip. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u. Okay, flip these back. Now you might think that we were getting hopelessly lost, but we really weren't. We were slowly getting things set up to do parity switches. So we've got even number parities here. Now how do we want to conduct ourselves? Well, we can flip these guys. Let's flip these guys, this red with this orange. Because then if I do that, this is fine, but then I'll have an orange and yellow here to coincide with this, orange and green. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and do that. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u. Okay, that was put in as promised. We have a nice symmetry here, and then we will finish the thing. 2u, 2r, 2f, 2u, 2u, 2f, 2r, 2u, and you did it. By pure 180-degree parity algorithms, parity maneuvers, you were able to get a non-shapeshifted scramble back into a shapeshifted scramble. This is a lot like the non-jumbled scramble to a non-jumbled solution. This is a non-shapeshifted scramble with 180-degree non-shapeshifted solution or solve. Now I purposely kind of took my time to go through every possible scenario, but what's kind of fun about this is you don't have to shapeshift to have a challenge. As a matter of fact, when you get it back to the cuboid form, that's when the challenge really is. And you can refine your techniques, make it a lot faster than what I did, but all you need are those two algorithms. And if you just do that and keep plugging and chugging, you will solve it. So I hope that helped. Let me know if there's any specific scenarios that I didn't cover. Otherwise, it was an absolute pleasure once again using this particular brick, the 4 by 5 by 6. Thanks for watching.